I'm testing out the new Hibird Pro Smart Bird Feeder. I previously tested out the first version of the Hibird Smart Feeder about 2 years ago, and I was really impressed with the quality of the video. I think, even today, the original Hibird had the best quality bird video that I've seen in all the smart bird feeders I've tested. So I'm really looking forward to testing out the new Hibird Pro. It's a nice size. It's not too big. One thing about Hibird is the quality of their product, and the attention to detail is really quite impressive. They use premium materials and premium fasteners, and really a nice way of putting things together. So it comes pretty much all together. This is the main bird feeder here. It has integrated solar panels on the roof, and that's a nice feature. This is the camera package here, and what I really like about the camera is it's one of the few smart bird feeders that saves your data directly to an SD card so that you can get the highest quality pictures and videos later right off the SD card to your computer. Most of them you have to download it through your phone, and some of the cameras are pretty good, but the bit rates of the files are not that high, so you lose something in the translation. So I put a 32 gigabyte micro SD card in here, and this is a waterproof setup here. We're just going to go ahead and add the camera to the Hibird app that I've already downloaded. The first thing that comes on here is a QR code you can scan to get the Hibird app. And the other thing that's nice about it, it's the Wi-Fi camera like they all are, and it's dual Wi-Fi. It does both 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. A lot of them only do 2.4 gigahertz. So I've got my Hibird app here ready to go. And you want to charge the camera overnight. I charged it overnight about 8 or 10 hours, so it's fully charged. And so on the app, I'm just going to use the add button here. Add my Hibird Pro, and you have to allow it to find it. Turn your Bluetooth on, and just say while using the app. And you want to have the camera fairly close to your router while you're setting this up, about 6 or 12 feet or so. It'll use either 2.4 gigahertz or 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. In this case, I'm probably going to have it pretty far out in the backyard, so you generally want to use the 2.4 gigahertz to get greater extended coverage. The 5G will be a little faster, but the 2.4 gigahertz will give you greater coverage.
Please configure the Wi-Fi network for the camera.
So you just have to have your Wi-Fi password handy. And I've entered my Wi-Fi password. So you just double click this real quick. Green light will come on, and then it should start blinking.
The Wi-Fi network for the camera.
Green light is blinking. And it should take approximately 15 seconds to find the camera. So we found one camera, and that matches up with what's on the back here. So we're going to go ahead and configure it. And it's assigning the Wi-Fi network for the camera.
Wi-Fi connected successfully.
Congratulations. And the camera is online. And there's the live view. The camera is connected to the Wi-Fi network, and I've selected the 2.4 gigahertz network, so I'll get better coverage. Now all I do is go ahead and install the camera. We'll set this aside. We'll come back and I'll go over the Hibird app and the results later. Plug the output from the solar panels on the roof into the back of the camera. Set the camera in there. And we'll come around back and take off this silicone panel. Attach it in the back here, like that. And the interesting thing is the camera doesn't have a dedicated Wi-Fi antenna. It has an internal antenna. So we'll see how that works out. So you can see everything is really nice and neat, waterproof. The lid of the feeder comes off like that, and you put the feed in there. And I actually like the fact that it's a small, compact feeder, because what I'm really after with this feeder is getting high quality pictures and videos of the birds that visit. And I wanted to be focused on that. And so now you just simply attach the perch, which has a little nut here all ready to go. And one thing I like about the Hibird product, just has really nice fit and finish and attention to detail. And that's it, it's ready to go. You just hook up the camera to your Wi-Fi, insert the camera in there, attach it to the solar panel, and that part of it's ready to go. And then your mounting bracket attaches under here like this. And I'm going to mount this to a 4x4 post. And so you have a choice of mounting it with a strap or to a pole with some clamps or some heavy-duty screws to a post. And that's the way I'm going to mount it. I'm going to use the template here, and I'll do that later and show you how that works. And it comes with, thorough instructions, so real easy to set up. So what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and set this up, and I've got my beloved painted bunnings here this year. And that'll be a perfect test of the quality of this camera. We should get some really good close-ups because the camera not only is true 4K ultra high definition, but it also has 1/6 speed slow motion and 4 power digital zoom. So we should be able to see some real good details. So let's get this out there and get it going and collect some data, and I'll show you the results of that and show you how the app works. Okay, let's go over the Hibird app to look at the Hibird Pro bird feeder. To go to your live camera, click on the camera there and you say the device is online. Click to connect live. It's real fast to click. Not much going on right now, but you can take a recording which will record right to your phone's database in high resolution. You can take a screenshot, the picture, and you can also talk back and forth. The other thing that's kind of interesting is you can play an alert sound to try and scare away squirrels or doves if they get to be a little too common. Sometimes the doves will just sit there and for hours on end. And then you can play a bird voice, which is kind of interesting. I don't know. It's just kind of an interesting thing to do. And we'll turn that off. And you can share it with some friends and relatives, up to 10 friends, so you can access and look at your feeder also, so that's kind of fun. And then you go to your settings. You got your device info here. No big deal. It does a battery analysis. Now I'm getting like literally thousands of visits a day, so I'm using a high power consumption, but the battery is still holding up fine with the solar panels. You also have the option to switch to low power mode to conserve your power consumption. Right now I'm shooting at photo plus video, and that makes it easier when I review them because I can see a photo of what's going on before I look at the video. You can also go in slow motion, which is kind of cool. It'll take a 5-second video at about 90 frames per second, and then when you play it back at a slower speed, so it's in slow motion. Or you can just do photos and videos. Now I will say that this takes real nice high resolution 4K UHD videos, and so it'll actually, if you put like just a 32 gigabyte card in there, it'll fill up over in a couple of days if you're getting a lot of visits. But that's really nice. So many bird feeders, many smart bird feeders don't have the ability to store things on a micro SD card. And I really like that because you can store it without, paying any access for cloud. And then you can easily look at it on your computer or download it to your phone. So I really like that option. Photo quality, video resolution, up to 4K. I just keep it at 4K. And that's really pretty high resolution. The bit rate on that is something on the order of 10,000 kbps, which is really high. A lot of, so-called 4K smart bird feeder cameras, they may have 4K, but the bit rate is so low that the video is always going to be grainy. The bit rate directly related to the file size. So Hibird has larger file sizes, but the trade-off there is you get better quality video than you do with the lower bit rates. Recording length, you can set it from 10 seconds up to 60 seconds. And in order to do more than 20 seconds, so you have to be subscribed to one of their services. You can check the price on that, but it's the same. But 20 seconds is actually not bad. So you write a series of 20-second videos to your database, and you can download them, and then every 5 seconds it'll repeat. Digital zoom from 1 to 4x. Motion sensitivity, you can set it at how sensitive you want it to be. I've got it set it pretty high because I'm testing it out. As you gain some experience with it, you might adjust it to see how high it needs to be. The shooting interval, again, is 5 seconds, so it's going to reset every 5 seconds. So even though you get a 20-second video for free and you have to, subscribe, which is not that expensive, to get 30 or 60-second videos, if it takes 20-second videos every 5 seconds, it's going to reset and re-trigger. It gives you feedback on your storage. I've got a 62 gigabyte micro SD card on there. Shows you how much storage you have left. You can also select it to be a bird-only filter so that non-bird images will not be transmitted to the app. And then you can set up your smart alerts, and you can say, notify only for these birds or no alert for the following birds. So if you're getting, doves or something there that are constantly alerting, you can turn it on. Say, for example, mourning dove. In fact, I'll just do that right now. I'm going to say, I don't want to get any more alerts on mourning doves, and save that. So that's kind of a neat feature. And then you can set it to a loop so that if your micro SD card fills up, it'll start overwriting the old data with new data. If you leave that off, then once the card gets full, it'll just stop recording. Sleep timer, you can turn it off at night. Now, one thing about this camera, it does not have a night light, so it does not have a white light for after dark, like the previous Hibird did. I kind of miss that. I think I would prefer to have it with the white lights, but it's not a big deal because not that many birds really visit after dark. But, it's something that would be useful. So if you turn this on, it just won't get alerted after dark. Set your speaker volume. I've got it set at 50%. You can put a watermark on there that puts the Hibird logo on there. That's if you want to. Advanced settings, just to turn it off, restart it. Format the micro SD card. And you always want to format the new SD card when you put it in there. Or remove the device from the app if you want to reinstall it for some reason. So those are all the settings. And then down here, you go over here and it'll show you all your recent alerts. And I've had 1,536 captures today only because I just got a lot of bird action out there. So, that's the nice thing, you can filter your notifications if you only want to be, now, if you only want to be notified of certain birds or exclude certain birds from notification, that'll cut down on your notification. And the nice thing is, if you get notified, you can always download a high-resolution picture or video to your phone database. And of course, I've got painted buntings and mourning doves around, and they're just, and a yellow-throated warbler that really likes to hang out there, so I get a lot of alerts throughout the day. So if you pick out one of these, for example, this one, so when you want to replay a video, you just click on the video, and you can replay it. Right there, I've got a pair of painted buntings, a male and a female. And up here is your 4K. You can download the 4K image to your phone. And it's a 4K image with a high bit rate, so the size of that is usually around 37 megabytes. 37 megabytes for about a 20-second video. So it'll take it about a minute to download. It's always available on the micro SD card. One of the reasons the quality is so good is because the file sizes are larger. So I've downloaded that now to my phone's database. I'll show you that later. And then it gives you the information on the AI identification, painted bunting male, painted bunting female with 95 and 98% accuracy. That's pretty cool. And if you do notice a trend or a tendency for the AI recognition to be wrong, you can send a report in to correct it and help, train the AI algorithm. A lot of times, if the algorithm misidentifies a bird, it's not so much the bird itself, it's just the sun glare, the angle of the sun, the angle of the bird, the way it moves, and it can always change the way it's perceived by the camera. So most of the really gross misidentifications are just a result of the orientation of the bird and the sun and the shadows into the camera, trying to make sense out of all of that. If you get a nice clean shot of a bird with either profile or a good head-on shot with no hard glare or anything like that, the identification ratio goes way up. And there's information about the file here. And you can see it's a 37 megabyte file, full 4K ultra high definition, and information about the species. So it's a nice, easy to use, easy to understand app. You can see you can upgrade to cloud storage, but I don't really feel that I need cloud storage because I've got everything stored on the micro SD card. And if I see something really fascinating on my phone, I can just download it before it, before it disappears from the temporary cloud storage. So really, it's a good system, and there's really no need for paying any kind of annual or monthly fee with this unless you want to, and that's actually has some value to that. You just have to look into what you need for that, especially if you want to take longer videos. Now, I found that the new camera doesn't have a Wi-Fi antenna; it has an internal Wi-Fi antenna. Most smart bird feeders you'll see have an external a Wi-Fi antenna, but I put this where I put all the other ones, and the signal is really good. You can see I've got four full bars here, and really the performance of this, it's about let's say it's about 100 feet from the Wi-Fi router through several walls and glass windows, and it's working fine. Real good, strong, reliable signal. And you can also go here to Dr. Bird, an artificial intelligence bird expert that you can talk to, and they'll do their best to answer your questions. So a lot of fun. And then over here is all your captures that you've made, and it keeps track of all the different species. So a very reliable app. I never had any problem with the app, and it's really easy to use, reliable, and really good for managing the data of viewing and downloading your pictures and videos. And the quality of the videos are really exceptional. One of the highest quality smart bird feeder cameras out there. And I can hear I'm getting alerted on some birds right now. We'll switch to the live view, and you can see I got those alerts on the 2 female painted buntings that are out there. So it shows live now. Now it's recording these quickies in normal 1080p high definition, but it's saving the 4K to your micro SD. So there's 3 green painted bunting greenies out. Here comes a 4th one. So they're out there having a good old time. They love the feeder. And there you have it. Works fine. Good quality results.